search of the 3 missing Montgomery College students continues in Frederick County.
And I got to play with your wand. It was great.
Definitely fun.
Oh, keep going.
Hey guys, we're gonna start off with the cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, let's cheers it up, guys.
Cheers, y'all. I got my alcohol in my bottle, so
Good to be back.
And I am not drinking vodka. This is bottled water.
Cheers.
And, we decided to start recording right now because I just wanted to tell everybody that leading up to the festival, I put the fest before my health.
You sure did.
For a month, there was very little sleep. I was eating terribly, and if you've ever run any kind of event from a birthday party to a film fest, it's usually just about putting out little fires. And I did that up until 4 a.m. on Sunday night. So we were a day into the fest. And I was online with the IT group, which was Evan and Oksana and Aaron Irons, shout out. And there was a moment where I'm like, I don't have anything else to do now. Like, all I have to do is be awake and enjoy it. And then I immediately got shivers. My head hurt. My throat was sore. I started coughing and sneezing, and it's been like that for a week.
Oh my god!
So I don't know. I just got hit with the fucking flu, like immediately, or fever, honestly. And it was brutal. I'm still going through it. Otherwise, I would be drinking with you. I promise. But
did you have any kind of discharge coming out of your vagina?
Oh, okay.
All right,
I got him.
On the plus side,
Good one, dude.
the fest ran well. It was great. The chat was great. The movies were great. I don't know. We had a good time, Russ. So, you guys did a good job. Evan, the quiz or die, the little Ray Ray stuff was cool. The little wraparound stuff. Uncle Rewind is his name. He was great too.
Yeah. Uncle Rewind.
Yeah, all that. It was great.
You guys definitely had some bangers in there. I can't wait to see like that Point Pleasant tapes. That looks so good. The what was it? Old Wounds. That one looks so good. There's so many. I can't wait to check when they finally are like released or can see them more widely.
Well,
can't wait.
Ricky, when I first started doing podcast shit like 10 years ago, you were one of the first people we had on with fear footage. And, I got in a habit of not even considering to ask you to be a part of anything just because of your indie distro. And I know it's like, so even with the man with the black umbrella, it was like, people were asking me, oh, are we going to try and get them? Like, no, it's fucking Ricky, dude. Like, he's doing that.
No, I mean, you guys have had stuff, but it's always the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's weird how that works. I would love to like do the actual festival. You guys do that in March?
End of March.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just always like it just doesn't line up because when I'm filming, I'm usually releasing them around then or like now. So it's always just weird timing. But you guys definitely are killing
We showed
it.
Project Eerie. And that was fucking
we did.
fun.
I still gotta get that on Blu-ray.
I think you did Fear Footage too, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
But you know what's funny? You guys mentioned that. You guys were the first people to ever reach out to me with any interest at all in Fear Footage. Like, that was the first message I ever got. I think it was Oksana, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was like when you guys were doing the first festival and you were like, hey, would this be ready? And I don't think it was one of those timing things where it wasn't going to be ready. But yeah, it was, you guys were the first ones to ever show any interest in it. So, I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad
Dude, Ricky,
you're here because I know you don't do these that much, right? So I'm glad.
I would like to, but no, I don't.
Yeah, what were we gonna say, Russ?
There's only a certain few. I know I'm coming to see you guys every time, so there's only a certain few that I really want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we had Ricky on the Overlook Hour a couple of times, and just for people who hadn't heard that, we did do the fear footage one time, but that was for another Hole in the Head out here, and he hit us up.
Yes.
And Ricky, if you remember, that was when you were battling against IMDb, where you had trolls on there rating your film, saying they watched it when it hadn't played anywhere.
That actually happened worse on this one now, but I think it's up to a point now. Like then you got to think with my first movie, there's like nobody knows anything, like I've built a little bit of a following that where they're like, we're going to tune in regardless. But then I didn't have that. So I was like, this could just crush this, I didn't know how that was going to work, but now it's a little different. But yeah, you're right. That was weird. That dude was like latched on and just would not. And then I just stopped dealing with him and he went away.
Terrell, like literally we went out to remember when another Hole in the Head used to be at the New People Cinema.
Yeah.
And we were telling Ricky, we're like, dude, who gives a fuck? IMDb, they lie on there all the time. It's like the worst rating. And then
Oh,
It
yeah.
is, but the thing is, we know that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the casual viewer doesn't know that, so they're just like, "Oh, bad review. I'm not going to watch it."
the thing is, you were like, no, this dude's out to get me, and we're like, dude, Ricky, they're just trolls on there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And we were there, and I was showing Clark, I was showing him IMDb, and in the process of showing him, there were 2 new reviews. One of them said that they were at the screening that me and Clark were introing, and it hadn't happened yet.
I know.
We were in
yeah.
front of the venue, and they're like, we watched it. It was terrible. Nobody liked
Yep.
it, which was the complete opposite. We actually had a dude heckling in the
Jesus.
front row. He was up there drinking with his buddies and talking shit, and he was getting terrified. Because y'all know, fear footage, Ricky knows how to scare people.
Yeah, those are top tier.
Yeah, it
period.
completely wanted to be over. That fool was like, I'm there. Everybody hated it. They were booing. We're like, whoa.
See, but the thing with that is, like, we knew that,
Yeah.
like the handful of people, but anyone just looking on there is like, oh, he just watched it at a festival, said it sucked. You know what I mean? It's going to reach much more. Bad news reaches people further, before the truth can even get its pants on. It's just weird how that works, but it's the way it goes.
That's I like that phrase. Before the truth can even get its pants on. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. It's spread by the time the truth even gets there. And I'm not saying everyone loved the movie. There was obviously people that didn't like it. It is what it is. But there was, like you said, there was people that were bashing it before it was even out.
Yeah.
Like, they could have never, you know what I mean? It was just a coordinated attack before.
West Express.
It's just what it.
But Ricky,
Just how it
I'm
goes.
glad you're here. But tell people who
Yeah.
don't know who Ricky Umberger is. Like, where'd your start come from? How'd you get into found footage and horror and all that great stuff? Yeah, tell us about
You know,
a
I
little
just loved found footage, and then the the Blair Witch, the newest one, the 2016 had just come out, and to this point in my life, that was the most excited I've ever been for a movie ever, because of the way they did it, where it wasn't originally the Blair Witch, and then it was just a really cool marketing thing. And I loved the movie. It got, it didn't do well and people hated
I
it,
liked
whatever.
it.
But
I liked
Yeah,
it too.
yeah, I did too.
Mhm.
I'll do anything Blair Witch. But but that kind of just, I don't know, it just made me want to try my hand at it. And then I just did, I did the fear footage in pieces, didn't know what I was doing. Still don't know what I'm doing. And then I just kind of, put it out, and then I've done 5 of them now.
Yes.
Dude, you
That's
got to
pretty
be
much
the
it.
only guy who's out there like, man, that fucking Blair Witch 2016 really got me fired the fuck up, dude. It made me want to start
did.
making movies. I love
did.
that, though. No, that's sick. That's a
And I'm just
different
saying
origin
the
story.
lead up to it, like, I don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I like the movie too, but I just thought the lead up to it, I was just so ready for it. I was like, I cannot wait for a new Blair Witch. It had been 20 goddamn years or whatever. I was just really pumped. So it just lit a fire that I didn't know for found footage again, that I didn't know, like, shit, let me try this myself.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, now we're on The Man with the Black Umbrella, which this movie's crazy. Look at you.
Oh,
So
uh-oh.
tell me about.
Look at that.
This will look great. Beautiful. So tell me about you
That turned
coming
out
up with
good.
this story. There's a lot of lore in this, and a lot of craziness. But yeah, tell us about the Black.
Yeah, I can't. I'm hoping to explore it more, because then I can really get into the meat and potatoes of it. Now you got to set the stage. I looked at this kind of how. I looked at this like Halloween, like the first Halloween, where you kind of got to set the boundaries and put the rules in place, and then you can really run loose with it.
Yeah,
But,
build your playground and then you can play in it,
yeah. You just have to. Some people were like, "Oh, well, there's too much building," but there's no other way to do it, because if you just toss somebody in, it's not gonna make any sense. It's just the way it works. But so when I did Project Eerie, the in between the segments was the Man with the Black Umbrella, that porch footage. And I the way I got that story or came up with this was, I don't know, in real life, I follow a lot of true crime stuff. So, the Idaho murders, you remember those 4 students were stabbed to death out in Idaho,
Yeah.
and it was the dude Brian Koberger did it. So that I was enamored with that story, because he was also, it was like a manhunt for like 45 days. So it was such a creepy, in the middle of the night, he broke in, stabbed these kids. There was no connection they found. It was just it's like worst nightmare shit. But I thought, like, man, what if that house had like a Ring camera on it, and you like saw him go in, heard these horrific murders, saw him come out? Like, that would have been almost creepier than seeing what happened. But then what would make it even more, like, how would he have disguised himself in a bizarre way that just would have took it to the next level? And I was like, fucking an umbrella. And luckily, when I did that little segment, you couldn't actually see my face. I didn't know how that was going to come out, because I had like a whole different get up on. It was like a clown mask or something. It would have just fucked it up. So I'm glad that didn't come through, because I didn't know this was going to be like my next
Got
thing.
it.
But I'm just glad it worked the way it did in that sense. And that's just kind of how I came up with the story. And then I also wanted to try my hand at like a character, you know, like a Michael Myers, or like a Freddy Krueger, because I don't feel like found footage has enough of those. And I also horror fans just embrace that kind of stuff, you know, like a Terrifier, like the Art the Clown's like a new icon, you know, stuff. I'm not saying this will be that, but I wanted to try my hand at it.
Why the umbrella?
It was just one of those things where I came up with a few different, like, what could he have disguised himself? And I just had like a mask originally, and I'm like, well, that's kind of dumb. I don't know. None of this lore was there when I did it. I just wanted a weird way. I was looking at it like almost like a sleuth type of thing where people would be like all into this. Like there's this umbrella man, and I don't know. I felt like it was the perfect disguising mechanism because it covers everything, you know, above you. And it just worked out. I'm glad it did. But then as I looked into it, I'm like, well, then I realized there was like a JFK thing with an umbrella man. Yeah. And I didn't know that originally, but that's kind of cool because I like that almost adds to the lore.
Yeah.
Like, was this
for sure.
that dude? You know what I'm saying? So how long is he? So once I found that out, it was even better. But I didn't know that originally.
Yeah, you have the JFK potential like character in the wing that they think is tied to the assassination. Then you have
or was he just a bad omen there?
Yep. And also just a bad omen in general. Like you don't want to open it in your house.
Yeah,
and it's all
so that's the other thing. Yeah, with the lore, like once you read in, you know, it kind of goes through the lore a little bit, it's all about bad omens and stuff. So that's just another one of, you know, has an umbrella in these enclosed environments, which is already, you know, bad luck. So yeah, it kind of plays into that. I had to kind of have a reason for it. Originally, he was like allergic to the sun. That didn't work. I didn't like that.
Oh,
so there was, you know, like weird things. And I was trying to figure this out.
It's a vampire.
Like, I was trying to like, why would he have the umbrella? Now I got to explain this shit.
Well, now people employ umbrellas whenever they're doing like vandalism during a riot. You would see a lot of people with umbrellas.
So there was another one I saw of that, which I didn't know originally. And that one was, you know, it got a little more political. So I'm like, ooh, I may not want to hit that. You know what I'm saying?
We started with JFK.
Yeah. There he is.
Person of interest.
I love how the umbrella obscures the figure. It's interesting because you do that. You play with sort of what you can and can't see and how the sort of POV is obscured throughout the movie. And
you know what? Another thing I didn't think of doing it because I didn't know, like I've been doing a lot of I hit a lot of conventions and just like Times Square and stuff with the character. And what it does is I'll just have him there, maybe like a poster or whatever, but everyone's got to come in. They want to come in and look under the umbrella.
Really?
So it was one of those, I didn't even know that. I didn't think about that hook of it, but it was like, we went to Horror Hound, me, my wife, and my daughter, and I did it there. And I mean, I did it for a long time, like 2 days there. And it was just like, everyone just had to come look under. I'm like, this is a great hook. I didn't even think of that.
What'd you have under?
You can't see.
What was under?
It was me
Was it just your
in the silicone mask. But they still had to come, and then they would be like, "Oh shit!" You know, it kind of catches you off guard because you don't know what it's going to be.
Dude, that is crazy how that. We used to play this game in high school that was like a tabletop RPG that was like sci-fi, kind of like a D&D thing. And there was a character in it called a Shanask. And the guy who created the game and who ran the games, they were like this hooded, cloaked figure, and he would never tell us what was under their fucking hood. And dude, we were enamored by it. For years we played this game, and I still don't know what's under there, and I want to know.
And it's always scarier that you're coming up with your own things in your mind of what's under there. You know, it kind of leaves it to you. That's kind of cool.
It's a powerful device for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so you went out to Terrell showed me all the marketing you were doing, and I'm like,
it was great.
You're the
way.
king,
yes,
dude. Yeah, you're the king of the indie
This
marketing.
was the first time.
What's going on in your head?
I appreciate it.
You must have a crazy, fucked up mind because you be coming up with some crazy stuff, and
no,
you know how to set up a scare.
I have a crazy work ethic. That's the problem. I can't sit still. Like honestly, last night I started writing the sequel. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" It's been a
What's
week.
Your sign?
Yeah, I'm like, but I got all these ideas. I can't not. What am I going to do? But I mean, I'm nowhere near. But I just was, I got a good premise, so I was like, I got to get this out while it's here.
Get to the sequel. But what's your sign?
Sagittarius.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Happy early birthday.
I appreciate it. Is
that oh my God. All right, nice. Both of them, clock it. All right, so you're good at setting up a scare, and the payoffs are usually great. Like you get a lot of like little jump scares and these found footage movies. But in your movies, I don't know, they're very effective. Like, how do you go about setting stuff like that up? Like, how do you like? Unless you don't want to give away all your secrets. But yeah, we want to know.
No, there's no secrets. It's very minimal. Like there isn't no like big setup. There's no crew or nothing like that. So it's and a lot of times what I get in these movies is not really what I wrote because I just couldn't get it right. You know, as far as like I had a lot of shadow stuff in this that I just couldn't get right, and I don't have like a lighting guy that could have made it faster, and so it just didn't work on certain things.
So it's
but
just you doing all this.
yeah, it's just me. I hired actors, but like as far as everything else, you know, it's pretty much just me. I'll have a friend or two that might help me set some stuff up, but yeah, you know, I would like. I wish I had a little more help, but I'm also just too hands-on. So it's just the way it goes. I'm not going to change the formula at this point.
You're 5 movies in. Yeah. So how did you get these actors? These friends of yours, like this main character guy, and
So
Dude,
no,
the detective was great.
Yeah, so he was like a last minute too. His name's Robert Bigley. So the two main are Max Johnson, who was Ryan, and Robert Bigley, who was the detective. And I had another guy cast as the detective. We did a Zoom call with me, him, and the other guy. We went over stuff for like 2 months just before. We never met, but we just be on the phone and just to make sure he's in and all. And then like the week before, he stopped responding. So I sent him a contract. He wouldn't sign it, and I'm like, dude, you got to get this back to me, like because I'm investing a lot in this. I got a lot of logistics lined up, and I got a weird feeling. So the other dude who played the detective was just going to be like a day player at the end of the movie. He was going to be one of the cops because he was a little bit far from me. I didn't know if he would take the trip because I did this pretty much all around my house, where I lived. And then so I reached out to him like, look, man, I need this pays more and it's a bigger role. You know, if you're interested. He was like, send me the script and I'll let you know tomorrow. And then he got back to me. He was like, let's do it. I was like, hell yeah. So we did a Zoom call. He read some stuff. I was like, yeah, this is you. He had the look. He already had the look. He looked such like a detective. It was, and then, so he just got in like a week before. He took that role on a week before because he was just going to be like a little day player months down the road.
Wow. So the other guy,
but it was cool. It worked out that way because that could have ended everything.
Things happened for a reason. The guy never responded to you
that's
ever
true.
again. That's crazy. Maybe Umbrella Man
never got back.
Him. Maybe he gone.
Yeah, and that could be true. He was like, I don't want no parts of it.
Maybe he's superstitious. I don't know.
Yeah, if you ever want to go meta with this series, there's your in, huh?
He disappeared.
It's true. I like to go meta, so maybe.
Nice. So yeah, I liked those two characters. I was just wondering if your daughter was in this too, wasn't she? Did she pop up? I know she pops up a lot. Of
No, she's not in this. She was in Project Eerie.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the two main guys were like actors I found on Backstage, which is like a thing where you can like put a thing up and people will submit to it. They both live kind of far from me, so you know I didn't know how it was going to work. We had to schedule out like day. This is the first time I did this like legit as far as a schedule. Like, you know, we're going to film this day. It was always like weekends, but it was like, you know, Friday, Saturday, we're going to film this, and we did it. I think it was like 11 days total. And then we just broke it out like this. It's the first time I've ever done it logistically like that. Because I would have to have like this Airbnb lined up at the same time. This actor's available at the same time. Hopefully it's raining. Yeah. You know, it was like there was like a lot of little shit that if it didn't happen, you got to figure it out. Like you said, Russ, it's just all about putting little fires out. That's all filmmaking is.
Yep. And talking about the locations, it makes me think of there's a scene. I won't give too much context. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but there's a scene in a hotel room where like a pretty significant amount of shit in the room gets like broken and destroyed. How do you go about something? Do you try to find the exact same shit they have hanging on the wall, or do you replace it with all your own shit you can break?
I'm glad you mentioned that. So you may. You're talking about. So there's two mirrors that get broken. I can say that.
Right.
That's a lot of bad sex.
Those. so that was actually VFX. Those mirrors weren't really broke. That was effects.
Okay.
So I got a guy that does some stuff for me. I never met him. We only communicate over email. He's done like a few things. You know, like After Effects for me, and that was one of them. I was like, I can't break these mirrors. This is not my motel, you know, I'm not, so can you make these look broke? And he did it.
Did you have like physical pieces of glass on the floor to really sell it?
Yes, that was real. The physical pieces were real.
Okay.
The actual mirrors weren't.
Got it.
Really good job of kind of blending the practical with the digital there to sell it. It felt real. So.
Oh, that's good. But if you notice, you never see them again. Like the next day they kind of mention them, but in the room, but I couldn't. But I think it worked for that.
Oh, yeah. No, it did work. And I never put two and two together that we don't see him again, you know?
Good. Good.
I didn't realize that. But yeah, that ghost, the guy and the man in the black umbrella, he was creepy as fuck. Like the ring camera stuff. Like you see those like on TikTok and shit where people be coming up people's houses doing weird ass shit. That shit's scary.
That shit's creepy.
And to see him
Yeah,
go
it
in,
is.
you
Yeah.
hear it, you hear him come out. I mean, I'm not gonna start spoiling nothing, but that is scary to me. I was sitting here watching this in the dark, like you told me to do, up loud, and it was very effective. I was sitting up here like, oh man, I had to turn on.
This one's got a slower build. This one builds more because I got to get it. But I wanted it to be a slow burn into like a long. So I've had some people complain that the finale's too long. I think it's like 28 minutes. Normally found footage you get like 8 to 10. Yeah, like Blair Witch, they get in that house, you get like 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So I wanted this. I knew it was going to be slow, but I wanted it to kind of pay off with like a kind of hayride of scares. But some people are like, "Oh, the finale was too long."
The finale. That was probably.
I mean, I love it, but it's you can't please everyone. So I'm like, all right, maybe that's just the way it goes. But I just wanted to build to that.
Like a longer.
I think the.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Terrell.
If there's a longer cut of this film. You said, yeah.
No, I tried to make a shorter cut. I hate that it's 90 minutes. I wanted to get like 78. I just couldn't. I'm like, if I cut this, I'm kind of missing this. Looking at it now, there's a few things I probably could have cut, but it would have just cut out of the story. And it's just. I didn't see it necessary then, but so wait, I don't think found footage should be over 80 minutes personally, but this one I just couldn't. I tried.
Hell yeah.
I just
What
couldn't.
did you say, Evan?
Well, no, I just think, saying all that makes me think about just the moments where, like, I don't know, a lot of movies might have trimmed out some of the like radio in the bathroom stuff and just the like building of the lore that you do. But I think all that lore, to me, makes the movie that much better because I'm just more invested in like this entity and this enigma of the Umbrella Man. So I think it works.
I appreciate it. It's good to hear. Yeah, I mean, I know I had to do it, and I know attention spans kind of aren't what they used to be. A lot of TikTok and shit has kind of ruined that for the most part. But you got to do. There's no other way to do it. But yeah, I feel like it. I mean, I love it. I'm super proud of this project. This is the kind of found footage I fell in love with, where it's just like, there's an investigation happening. You can maybe get a little scares here and there sprinkled throughout. It should lead to a decent finale, and hopefully you get scared. I mean, that's all I want in a found footage movie. So, yeah, I wanted to keep it kind of old school in that sense of, I didn't want to rewrite the wheel. I just wanted it to be a traditional, creepy found footage movie. Because that's what I love.
You mentioned you started writing on this sequel. So you have things in mind that you want to go forward with or do, or what would that look like without spoilers?
It would look like Halloween 4.
Oh,
is what it would look like. But
That's
probably not going to happen. But well, not that, but more of the sense of, I wanted it to kind of be like, or even like a Silver Bullet, Stephen King's Silver Bullet, where the town, there's this thing that's disrupting this town, and now the town is. We got to stop this. Now, I don't know if I can get that big. It's very hard on this kind of scale to do something of that magnitude. But that's what I would like to do. We'll see. I don't know what it'll be, but I think I got a cool setup to run with. I just haven't got there yet.
You've definitely got a lot of room to play, too, with the, like, it being in the past, present, or future kind of thing with the whole timeline you created of when this entity shows up. And then also these rules that kind of, maybe it'll show up other times too if you don't play by its rules. So I don't know, you've got a lot to play with in regards to timeline, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there could be a prequel, or it could be, but yeah, I mean, it's the every 13 years, but it can also just be, if you're not playing by the rules. So yeah,
it's January 3rd.
Yeah, there's definitely
where did that number come from? Is that just something significant to you, or
it was no, it was January 8th.
Oh, sorry,
I think.
8th. Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, I have no clue where it came from. That's usually how that works. Like, there is, like, to be honest with you, like, it's like the first thing I thought of, and I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. And there was no like significance to the date. I knew I wanted it to be cold weather. I knew that. Now that I think of it, I knew I wanted the movie to be during the winter because I felt like the dead trees and all would look better than us. Yeah, perfectly flourished. It's not as scary. It's cold. It's dead of winter. So I knew I wanted that.
Speaking of the winter, the sort of home video footage that we see of the kids, they're sledding and there's lots of snow on the ground and stuff. And I'm curious, was there more of this VHS footage that you shot? Because the movie implies that there's lots of these tapes, and it honestly felt like there probably was, and I wanted to see it, Like, was there more you shot, or is that another kind of trick you had up your sleeve?
So, that footage itself was a trick. So when you see, so the kids and all, that was stock footage that I had to find. I had to go through tons of old VHS stock footage to get a snowy scene of kids. I knew what I needed. I didn't know what the name of the main character was going to be until I got the name of the kid in the stock footage. So that's why his name's Ryan, because she's calling out to that kid Ryan and she's Jill. So their names came from that. But I also needed to, so I'm in Maryland and we haven't got big snow in a while. So I was like, hopefully we get some snow because I have to cut this together, so you see the man with the black umbrella at some point in the snow. So luckily we did get snow and I was able to, that was my stepson in the costume on that day. And we just went out back in the field behind my house and just shot that. But then I had to tie it together. So, there could be more of those tapes. Yes. That's a whole nother possibility of, maybe a sequel or whatever. Who knows? I don't know how many are out there. I'm investigating this shit, guys. We're going to figure this out.
I love the umbrella guy being in the background of those kind of shots. It feels like it has like almost a Slender Man sort of vibe to it with how he just shows up in the background of stuff.
Yeah. Slender Man was definitely I was never like into Slender Man, but that would definitely be like an inspiration. That's one of those characters, like I was saying, that people just latched onto. He didn't even have a movie or anything. I don't even know where that came from. It was just like this internet character, that kind of, it just spawned its own thing.
Yeah, I wonder if the guy who made that up is pissed now because it's sort of he doesn't own the rights to that. He's fucked, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know how that went. It just felt like it just kind of came and everyone was doing it. There was like no rights, make a Slender Man movie,
Yeah, I wonder how that works. If the guy, I'm sure he has no rights to that because he just made it for fun, probably for 4chan or Reddit or whatever he put it on. Yeah.
And it just blew. Yeah. He's like, shit.
That's
wild. He tried to call lawyers. And,
Ricky,
I don't know how that went.
How's your Halloween look? Like Halloween coming up. What does that look like for you? Do you be like doing it all big up and dressing up? And
he made a Halloween movie. I'd be disappointed if he didn't do it
I'm
big.
asking the question, Evan. Ain't got the shirt. I'm about to ask you about that next. But yeah, first.
Yeah, my house is all decked up for Halloween. We got a bunch of shit out in the yard and stuff. We do it up.
Hell yeah.
But I don't. So I moved into this house last year, and we don't get trick or treaters here. It sucks. Because I was in a townhouse before, and it would just be flooded. And then here, it's more old people, and the houses are more spaced out. And we don't get trick or treaters. So that kind of sucks. We'll go somewhere where we'll be able to do it. But I do miss that. I even talked to my wife. I'm like, we need to bring this back in this neighborhood. Like, we need to start this. Yep. Somebody's got to start this. Get off flyers. Let's get this shit going.
These old people don't want one. You get the old people fired up.
That's true. Yeah, they need something to do. But yeah, we don't get them here. But we love Halloween. We usually go camping or something like that. We'll we'll go to like the Jellystone parks. Those are more like kid friendly, and they do like a haunted house there. They trick or treat. There's a pumpkin patch. You can do everything there.
Oh, that's cool.
So those are cool. Yeah.
Nice. So
we usually do that in October.
Oh, that's perfect. You doing that this year? It's coming up 3 weeks Halloween.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's going quick.
Do you go to a lot of haunts like for around Halloween or no? I don't know if your kid was into that.
Yeah, she's into that. We were actually going to one next Saturday. This will be the first one of the year. We don't do them as much because we got a little one. And she'll do them, but it's just harder to do.
For sure.
But like when it was just me and my wife, we would like go on tour in October. We'd be like in New Jersey or New York. We're going to South Carolina just for like haunted houses.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
We hit a lot on the East Coast. But I don't do them as much, but we still do like 2 or 3 in October.
Okay.
We have a haunted chicken house here. I'm in rural Mississippi, so we keep the flavor southern,
Chickens pop out.
Chicken houses are like, well, these are not, they're not in use chicken houses.
Is it big?
Yeah, it's like the long chicken houses, and they do 2 of them. So you get to the back of one, and then you're guided over to the other one by some sketchy character who like is telling a story, and then they take you in the second one. So,
really?
Chicken house.
Yeah.
It has chickens in there?
Oh, shit. The thing is,
it's like
creepy, though.
They are. Yeah, I'll pull it up for you,
Terrell.
I'm
confused. I never seen
chicken
no
houses.
haunted chickens. I like to eat mine.
I never seen one of those.
Fried.
It's usually like a haunted mill, a haunted hayride. Chicken house is a little crazy.
Do they balk at you? Like, bark? Like, oh, wait, that's not a chicken.
Well, there's no chickens in it, right? So it's a long building like this that's just emptied out. And then they have like a maze, like, haunted house set up through it. So this one has like one part has like last year had a bridge that they had you climb up on this thing and go across a bridge. You like suspend it in the air and shit.
Well, Evan,
it's pretty tight.
Look up The Hunt. Maybe they have something on the internet.
hauntedchickenhouse.com.
Haunted Chicken
Not
House.
.com. I'm dead.
Let me see if I can find the one. Waynesboro.
I'm dead.
It's this Wayne County Haunted Chicken House, but I'm trying to see if they
Dude,
have.
in Wayne County.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude. This
fuck.
is their sign by the road. They park a hearse behind it, dude.
Okay, they're doing it. Hey, they're doing it. You show up to it, so it's working.
Yeah, why aren't
Oh,
you
it's
helping?
tight.
I feel like you should be
Yeah,
out there
it-
helping.
Yeah, you're scary.
It would be
enough.
tight.
Period.
You know what? If I'm ever in Mississippi, I'm hitting this haunted chicken house.
Period.
100%.
Hell yeah.
Ew.
The other one's in the woods. So it's like this lady's property beside her house, and she has like a bunch of shit set up throughout the woods on her land. So there's a bunch of small buildings you'll go through and stuff that's set up in
wow.
the trees. So there's
I
a
would
couple
love
of
that.
cool haunts that are around
You
here.
should definitely do
That's
that.
my
Evan.
honestly. I've always told my wife that's my next venture. I want to have a haunted house.
Oh.
I want to do a haunted house, and I have enough costumes and shit now to do it. Like I have everything I've ever used in any of these movies. I got.
Oh, shit.
So I would like to do that. That would be cool.
I love the vibe of it. It's just like a community
Yeah.
coming together to scare people. You know,
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
so sick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, Evan, you can do it. You can go eat some squirrels and scare people that way. I'd be terrified. Yeah, Ricky, he loves to eat squirrels. So
I do like
Okay.
eating
Eat
squirrels. That's
Ricky?
a southern thing.
So I've never had squirrel. There's an Amish market not far
Amish?
from where we go to, and they sell it.
they
Yeah,
sell
Amish.
squirrels?
They
The
got like
Amish don't
rotisserie
fuck around,
squirrels.
dude. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, like rabbit. They got all that shit, but I've never got it from there.
Evan got too
That is
excited.
disgusting.
A rotisserie
Yeah,
squirrel,
yeah,
dude.
like
The
already
Amish
cooked.
are doing it
So
right,
gross.
dude.
Yeah,
We don't even
okay.
have that
I'm
down
up
here.
there.
That's next level.
A little vomit came down my throat. So back to the
Well, hold
Halloween
on.
talk. What are you
Wait,
gonna
hold
say,
on.
Russ?
Let's not pivot away from the Amish yet, because I'm sure I don't know if you guys knew, but Ricky was gonna double down on the Amish found footage until Paranormal Activity beat him to it.
Oh, the next
Yeah.
of kin.
Well, there's in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, next again. Which I want to revisit that because I think I'm gonna. I didn't like it at the time because it
Oh,
was
I
one of
loved
those where
it.
it's like. Yeah, and I want to revisit it because I think I will, but this is what I hate. It wasn't the movie. It was, there would be times where it just was like not found footage
Yeah.
anymore. You're like, who's filming?
Yeah, they
What
leave
happened? Like,
the in-world
I hate
for
that.
no reason.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. Like 99% of the movie, and then there's just times where it's like perfectly shot, and it's all the character. You're like, why?
Yeah.
You could have just had someone hold the camera or lay it on the ground.
Yeah.
I hate that. I don't like the hybrid.
Oh,
if we're gonna
yeah,
do it,
Russ
let's
will
do
get
it.
it.
If we're not, let's not.
Period.
Yeah, she puts the camera down in the top of that barn at one point, and they just cut to a floating perspective, and it's like, just leave it on the ground, leave the
Why?
angle on the ground. What you
It
know?
drove me nuts. Yeah, there was another point. I think they were like out in the farm or something, and they were like talking, and they just caught it away, and it was just like a wide shot of them all.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the point of that? It wasn't needed. I don't know. It drives me nuts. But I want to revisit that though.
Okay.
I do.
Let us know what you
Yeah,
think.
that'd be tight.
Yeah, I was a
There's
little
room
pissed
for
off
more
because of-
Amish
I
found
thought I was
footage.
doing something new, and then I saw the trailer for that in the middle of doing that,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
almost scrapped it.
I remember
But I was
talking
like,
to you.
yeah.
You're like, dude, I may dump it.
Oh, really?
Because you know what's funny? Thomas Burke knew I was doing that before that trailer ever came out.
Yeah.
I forget how he wanted to like help, and I was like, hey man, could you do this for me? So he knew. So I was like, at least I got somebody that knows. I didn't copy this. Like, you
Hell
know,
yeah.
he was, if I needed somebody to back me, he was going to back me because he knew I was already doing that. But
Dude,
it is what it
Ricky,
is.
of all the filmmakers out there that would steal an idea, you are not one of them.
Yeah, but you know, I just didn't want. I almost just got rid of it because of that. Because I'm like, oh god, it's a huge found footage franchise. They're doing this Amish thing. This looks bad.
Ricky, and it's
But-
2025, and every week hundreds of new movies come out. Yet
You're
I
right,
don't
you're right.
think anybody has ever done the premise that you did with Fear Footage 2. I still used you as an example of like the creative indie outing that is like in-world camera. Because for people who don't know, you should watch the Fear Footage 2. But in it, Ricky plays himself, who owns a copy of Fear Footage 1, and he's like, hey, this is a movie and I'm in it, but I didn't make this movie.
Yep.
And that's not me.
I love that one.
The only reason that was out of desperation. I had no actors. I'm like, how do I bring me back, my friend James back? And that was the only way. I was actually in the shower when I came up with that idea, and I was
Oh,
like,
I bet
fuck
get
yeah.
my grass
It was
stomps in the
like-
shower. Me too. Yes, I come up with
I was
shit.
like, I got it.
Yes.
I fucking got it. You know what? I was in the shower when I came up with Fear Footage 3 a.m.
Yes,
ending to where
see,
like
it
the guy gets hit by the
happens.
car.
Makes you think.
It was him, and I was like, fuck, I got it. But then sometimes I forget it by the time I get out of the shower. I'm like, shit. Then I got to convince myself it wasn't a good idea. I'm like, that was a bad idea.
Dude, that's the worst when you like don't write something down or you're
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
where you can't and you forget it. Oh fuck!
I've
But it
learned
is
like if there's any like independent filmmakers like me out there that are listening, that's the best advice I could give you is write it down immediately. I got so many notes. I got Fear Footage 4 written in my phone fully.
Oh, shit.
It's like this long in my notes. I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it, but I just had so many ideas and I just would put them in, and now I can just put it together if I wanted to. So that's such a vital thing that you don't realize. Write it down immediately. It's because it comes to you and then it goes away fast. You get
dude, and you
would
put it with the way you, and like the reason you put yourself after hearing that in Fear Footage 2, it just goes back to, I think if you approach it the right way, man, limitations can be like the greatest fuel for your creative fire, you know?
It is true. Yeah. It definitely makes you got to get more creative, because if you got all the money and all to do whatever you want, you're going to, it just makes it almost, there is no possibility. So you don't got to be as creative, because you could just, there is no, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the barriers are the fun part.
How can I make this work with this and this? You really got to narrow it down. But that's honestly the way that sequel came together. I'm like, how do I bring myself back? I have no idea.
Well, Ricky,
what am I going to do here?
You've made 5 movies in 7 years, and they're all features, and a couple of them are anthologies. So you've got a bunch of scripts out there. And The Man with the Black Umbrella, like for me, I've been a fan of yours since the beginning. This felt, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it felt like an adult outing. And your spirit has always been like unrestrained by like what you knew, what you had, what you didn't have. Like it just doesn't matter. And I don't know, this one, like when we got introduced to the actors, I'm like, wait, these are actors. Like these aren't your homies this time.
Yeah, it wasn't. But it couldn't be, like, 'cause I used them all already, so it couldn't be. Like in Project Eerie, they're all back in that for the most part. Everybody that kind of was. I hired 2 actors in that, but the rest of them are all friends. So I was like, if I'm going to do a spinoff of that, I can't use these same people again because it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, and I also wanted to. I knew this was going to be more dialogue driven. And more, there was going to be a lot more than just a spook show. This wasn't going to be the Fear Footage again, which everyone wants me to redo the Fear Footage again. And I just, it doesn't work that way. I mean, I could, don't get me wrong, but this story wasn't that. So yeah, I knew I needed people that were going to know these lines. They were going to be able to deliver long periods of dialogue if necessary. And, I can't burden my friends with that. They're just there to like kind of help, and we can do some voiceover and fix it. I needed people that want to do this for a living to do this, for the 2 main guys. And so yeah, it was more mature.
Well, I mean, also you mentioned, dude, it's your first 90-minute movie, right? The first Fear Footage, hour 11, then we had an hour 14, then an hour 11, then an hour 16. So I don't know, it just felt like this was a more important outing for you. Like I know we've talked for a while now, and I can't remember you ever being like, oh, I was studying on how to like write a script or how to light a room. Did that change with this one, or did you just like?
The formula is exactly the same. This was my first time writing a script, though. This had a real script because I knew I was going to have like professional actors that were going to sign contracts. So I had to look professional, and I couldn't send them a fucking cursive written, because that's how all my other shit was. I was just writing in cursive on paper,
No one does that anymore.
So yeah, I couldn't do that. I was like, I got to make this a real script. So I actually had to learn how to write a script to do this. And it wasn't that difficult. You kind of, there's a few things you got to do, but in found footage, it's a little weird because I got to write. I don't know how normal found footage scripts look, but I got to write as far as the way what the camera's going to be doing in the scenes.
Right.
Like, blah, blah, blah. He says this, camera pans to the left, camera pans back. It's little shit like that normal scripts won't have. So I don't know if the guy's reading it, if that was a problem for them, but I had to put that in just to know how the scenes would look. Like, it's just the way it goes. But yeah, I had to really write a script for this one.
How long was your script?
I think it was, I want to say like 60 pages, maybe. I don't know.
Interesting. God,
I feel like found footage scripts are usually shorter like that, because I feel like the format adds length just based on you got a lot of B-roll or cutaways or things you're showing, that or long moments of silence where you're just walking through a place.
Yeah, or like the finale of this would have been like, they go to like 3 different kind of locations, but it really would have just been like not a paragraph, but like 400 words, because it would be like, okay, he's in the farmhouse, he walks through.
Don't spoil nothing.
It's not
I know.
Well, you know what I mean, but it's like I know filming it's going to be way longer than it looks on this, because there's not really much dialogue or any, he's kind of screaming or crying, whatever. It's just weird. You can write a lot shorter with those kind of things in found footage, I think. I mean, I never wrote a different kind of script, so I couldn't tell you.
That's
but
so wild. Like we kind of have a similar trajectory with just doing the film fest. Like we kind of entered into this type of event that's been going on for fucking decades, right? And we're like, we don't really know what we're doing, but we want to know the kind of party we want to throw. And do you carry any kind of like insecurity? Like when you're talking to two people on Backdoor, and are you like, fuck, dude, they're going to show up and see I don't have a crew and be like, oh, I made a fucking mistake.
Well, here's the thing. I felt like I paid good.
Oh, there
so
you
I know
go.
even if, and even they were like, this pays pretty good. So even if they showed up and were like, this is amateur as fuck, I'm still getting paid. So who cares?
Yep.
I'm doing the same thing. But also, I also let them know, like the people that I was hiring, I'm like, hey, look, here's how I do this. This is going to be super guerrilla style. We're going to run and gun this. We're going to probably get into some locations we don't have access to. We might go to jail at a certain point, but we're going to get this movie done. And they were all like, okay. I mean, we never got into trouble, but there was times where it's just the way it worked. And, we would like go out, do kind of the daytime stuff. We would just come back to my house and, we might eat some food and, drink some wine, and then we go back out at night and do whatever we had to do at night. And then the main guys would go home, and it's just how we did it. It was a very like by the end of it, we were just like the best of friends because we were together a lot, me and the two main dudes. And it just became like, it was kind of cool the way we did it. Like the coffee shop scene in this was in my living room, and I built these walls.
Oh.
That was the second thing we ever shot. So they come to my house. They're like, "What the fuck?" Like, I'm like, "Dude, they're like, you built this? What the world?
Wow.
This is how you got to do it at
You
this
handy.
level." And or like, the guy in the jail, like that was my basement. I just built like this thing where he sat behind.
I
and it
wondered.
like-
I was going to ask about that, the jail, because it was smart too, the way you shot it with the obscured sort of
so I knew
camera
that
view.
would save me a lot on that. You know what I mean? I knew that would kind of hide. It made sense why he would be hiding it, but
Right.
it also would hide a lot of the imperfections. So you'd be like, "Is this real? I can't really tell. It sounds good. Who cares?"
Period.
So I knew that would save me. But that was just like a piece of it was like this big foam, and then I put a picture frame in the middle. And I put like a vent thing here, and I spray painted it and made it look like a wall, and it worked. And I had a dude show up that day, and I had the main guy with me, or the detective, and we just did it.
Ricky,
and it came together good.
You
So
are
sick.
You're this character that has kind of been repeated throughout like film history, where there's like these independent creatives, and the one thing that feels so different about you is that everybody else who's like, I'm a Florida entrepreneur who's just gonna fucking shoot a film, they always end up with like this weird eclectic group of like tag along people that want to help. How have you stayed away from that? Like even your social media presence is impactful enough that I would imagine you have people trying to help you with these movies.
I mean, I definitely I have my friend Alex. He's been involved in all of these. Like he was even in a few of them, but he's always, even if he's not. If he's like not even, he's always kind of there when we're filming. Even if he's just there rolling the blunts, he's there to keep this thing moving.
Hell yeah.
But so I have like my friend James. He was the man with the black umbrella in this. He's been in all of them. Fear Footage 2. He was the Amish dude in Project Eerie. He was the astronaut in Project Eerie.
Oh, love the astronaut. One of my favorites, dude.
Yeah, I love that one too. I feel like that one got overlooked. I feel like Project Eerie got overlooked. I feel like that's my best film.
I love it.
Still,
yeah,
I love that. That was a creative. I felt I could do whatever I wanted in as far as creativity. I didn't have to stick to any bounds. Not that that's a bad thing, but like in this one, it had to play out like an investigation. I couldn't just get crazy.
Yeah.
It had to stay grounded. Like Project Eerie didn't. I could be like, there's sand that's going to eat a person. There's an astronaut.
I love it.
I can do anything I want. There's an Amish dude that's, I can do anything I want.
Yeah, me and Russ, we watched that one together
no
for
bound.
the first time before we showed it, and that was I don't know.
I love Project Eerie.
Too.
Honestly,
I actually
love
hadn't
the
seen
Halloween
that
theme.
before the
it's my
fest,
favorite.
so I got to see it in the theater with the
cool.
whole gang for the first time.
yeah, I forced everybody who was there. We closed, I think it was Saturday night with it. I'm like, if you're here right now, you're watching this fucking movie.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it.
Dude.
And my daughter was in there. My daughter killed
She
that.
did.
It's so good. Actually,
Yeah, and
like your films, I think you're right. They're usually like a spook show. There's a lot going on. There's a ton of good ideas, and they're scary. But that first one you did in Project Eerie, it was kind of fucking sad, dude. And I just remember being like, oh, I'm not ready.
Yeah, but it's a different, like, I'm always trying to find different types of fear, not just like a boo, but also like a sad, like it's a different emotion. And I wanted that to evoke that, and it did. I felt like that one came out really good. And I remember a world premiere at a festival, and I had like people afterward were like, I got to go home and hug my kids.
Yeah.
Like this was, this, I got a 2-year-old, this tore me up, and I wanted it to do that.
Well, you did.
Hell yeah.
And my daughter, for that one, like I knew I had to get her like really crying at the end of that to really sell it. And there was like a night where my wife was trying to give her a bath and she didn't want to do it, and she was going, I want daddy. And I was like, I got to set my phone up and get this audio, and I just let it run. And I just let her, and she was just tortured for like a minute and a half. She just kept going, daddy. And I was like, I need this. I'm not answering this. So it worked. And I just added that. And I had like a Barbie in the cage with a string on it, like a life-size Barbie. Yeah, because I couldn't put my daughter in there. So it was like a life-size Barbie with a towel over it. And it was just, it was like a big one. And it looks like a little girl in there moving. You can't tell. It's so fast.
Ricky, it's funny. I almost feel bad asking, like, hey, did you read a book about filmmaking this time? Because I feel like you should be writing a book. No,
I didn't. I didn't read anything. You know what I want to get back to is watching more found footage. I don't watch a lot of movies anymore, and I want to get back to that. You know what I did watch, and I love VHS Halloween.
Oh,
did you see that?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I love it.
So good.
Yeah, I love it. But that's like the first found footage movie I've watched in a long time, and I do want to get back to watching more, just to kind of, you kind of forget a little bit. So I do want to do that. But yeah, I didn't read any books. I should probably, but I didn't.
Well, I mean, on this show, we cover a new found footage movie every week. Recommended by only found footage fans. There, you got a shout out. Give us a better movie to cover.
Period.
But this last Ricky, I mean, dude, you got to come out to the fest. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Well, Mark,
bring the whole family too, man.
It'd be
cool to meet everyone.
You don't like to fly. Why do I keep
don't?
getting that from people?
No,
People don't like to fly.
I'm right there with you.
I'm scared to fly.
I am
dude.
too.
I've flown a lot in my life, but here's what happened. When COVID happened, I was out of work for like a month. We had to shut down the base. And I watched I was already scared to fly. It was already my biggest fear. And then I watched every episode of Air Disasters, and that just changed it for me. That was like,
dude.
Because I don't know if you guys know, there's like 40 seasons of this show. This shit happens a lot. So it's terrifying. And it's always like it's just like, I'm like, God, this is horrible. So I bought an RV, and I'll drive out the county, guys. I'll be out there in 4 days. I'll see you in 4 days.
Hell yeah.
That's scary. Okay.
Carpool with David Dawson.
Well, off topic.
Yeah, there you go.
Off topic.
No, I would probably fly because there is something there. I want to do. What's that big convention out there? The Halloween convention.
Everyone knows, I'm sure.
There's Transamerica. That one?
No. God damn it! I can't think of the name. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's in Cali somewhere. I don't.
Yeah, Southern California has a few of them.
Yeah, like Monster Palooza, Creepy.
Look that up. Look up Halloween convention, California is a big one.
What's the big Creepy Con?
No, it's the biggest. It's the biggest Halloween convention in the country. It's Halloween, not
Midsummer Scream.
Midsummer Scream. There it is.
Oh.
Yep.
I
want to get out to that. Yeah, they do it in like June or something.
That's the next one. Yep.
I believe so. Yeah, but it looks fucking awesome. I'm gonna get out to that.
A big thing, huh?
Yeah. Midsummer's, and it's like a Halloween convention more than a horror, but they do both, which is cool. It just looks so cool. Yeah.
Speaking of
I want to
Halloween,
get out to that.
I'm trying to get my question. Russell took over. But Halloween, you mentioned you had the shirt on. You mentioned Halloween 4. You mentioned the Halloween stuff just now. Is that like your favorite like slasher series and franchise and all that good stuff?
It's probably definitely my favorite slasher series. I mean, I love the Halloween franchise for sure. I just want
to know what your favorite timeline was. I don't want you to rank all like 20 movies, but do you have a favorite timeline?
Dude, look at him. He's a Rob Zombie fan.
Oh
no, I'm not.
Like, yeah, there's the.
Damn, I was hoping he'd say, "Yeah,
no.
I am, dude. I love those Rob Zombie ones."
No, I don't. I didn't mind. I didn't hate the first Rob Zombie. That second one was atrocious.
Thank you. That's what I always say. But Russell loves it.
Most people are flipped.
Russell loves it.
So
Michael Myers
that's
had a book
interesting.
bag on.
And Russell likes the unicorn. He likes that there's unicorns in it.
He was
That's
homeless. He had to carry his clothes.
Get out of here.
Crazy work.
I don't want my Michael Myers with a book bag
on. So why is he talking? Like that movie's
he had a beard too.
He had a beard and he had a white horse at some point.
Yeah, Russell loved it.
Yeah, that his mom rode. His dead mom rode.
Stupid.
It got weird. Yeah. Like I mentioned, Halloween 4 is my favorite of that franchise. I love Halloween 4. I don't like the look of Michael Myers, but I love the feel of that movie. It's such a great Halloween. And another one that's very underrated with a great Halloween atmosphere is The Curse of Michael Myers.
Six. That's a dark movie. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that one. I'll defend this forever. That's the scariest one in the franchise. Suspense wise, that one's scary as shit. And people, I feel like it gets overlooked because that's when the series kind of got a little weird. You know, they were trying to. Everybody, it was a new guy directing each one and a new guy writing each one.
Yeah.
So the stories just became crazy.
Yeah.
Just like most franchises do. But I mean, I love all of them.
Do you fuck with the new ones, the David Gordon Green trilogy?
I loved Kills.
Me too. That's the best one.
The first one was okay. I thought Kills was amazing.
Tonight.
And then the
cheers
third
to that,
one,
everybody. Evil dies tonight.
Yeah, let's cheers to that.
I was just
Evil dies
wondering,
tonight, guys.
because you mentioned
But
the community.
Ends was terrible.
Like
Ends was
rising
terrible.
up.
Oh, I like
Okay,
Ends.
okay.
We not the same.
No, get out of here. It made no
was
sense.
Great. I love Corey.
You're crazy.
He can
I
get
see.
it.
I like the
Here's
first
my
one, but
thing
not
with
the
Ends.
last two.
Here's
I'm
my-
mixed
on that one.
I like the Ends.
Here's my thing with Ends. So in Halloween Kills, in the first one and then Kills, like Laurie Strode is like, she's ready for Michael Myers. She's like, she's got a bunker and she's been waiting 30 years or whatever. And then he shows up in Kills. He finally does come, tries to kill her granddaughter, all this shit. And then in Ends, she's like, now I'm over it. Now I'm going to start baking pies and be the grandma. You're like, no, you waited 30 years and he finally came. Now you're, what?
That was
You're even
weird
crazier.
because her daughter had died in the last one, and she was rubbing her titties.
Man,
what was she doing? with
that
her
was the
tits?
most Lifetime
And her-
ass movie.
Okay, Evan.
Like, what the fuck?
I couldn't believe they went that route. It was such a letdown for me. I mean, for me. And like, we don't care about Corey. What was that kid's name? Corey. We don't give
He
a
was
fuck.
fine as hell.
fucking
We've been
sidekick.
waiting for this
I liked
Laurie
him.
Strode Michael Myers showdown since '78, and we were going to show us Corey for 90
Well,
fucking
because they were
minutes.
trying to show you that evil can continue even after Michael Myers.
No, bullshit.
That's what that was. Did you hear? Recently, they released Laurie talked about the original ending where it was going to be like all his masks were manufactured, and you could like people buy them and put them on. They're like evil or something, but they scrapped that ending. That was going to be the last.
There we go. Halloween 3.
Yeah.
Kind
Halloween
of.
3.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah,
they cut
Goosebumps.
it. So, yeah.
Yeah, Halloween
I
franchise
liked it.
didn't need a
So you
Robin.
didn't like anything about Halloween Ends? You didn't get the story and all that good stuff? How he killed a kid at the beginning. The kid was a shitter. I don't like kids. But he just kicked it off the thing because it was his fault. And then, they were beating on Corey.
It just was not.
I don't know. I liked him. He was great.
I think like after Kills, I just expected something different, and it was like, this is not the story I wanted or expected. It was just, I don't know. It was very weird to introduce a character as important as this Corey kid at the end. Like, it just made no sense to me. I don't know. I hated it, but I mean, I know people who liked it.
Russell, you're being awful quiet over there. How do you feel about these new ones? You haven't said
He
shit.
doesn't want to get cut
I've
off
talked
by
about
you,
him a
like you
bunch.
cut me off.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk.
I talked. Yeah. Go
Russell
for it,
did
Troy.
like it. Russell did like the movie.
I did. Yeah.
You like Ends?
I think that those movies were trying to do a different type of storytelling. Like, the critique that all the franchise slashers get is that we're just kind of doing the same shit over and over. So I think with that, they were doing, let's do a requel, kind of like remake where we just do Halloween again. But then the next one was going to be like, well, let's elevate it to where he's terrorizing a town and nobody can do anything.
It was great.
And then,
I love that aspect of it.
Kills is just a
Kills
fun
was
fucking
amazing.
movie.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, when he fights
love
the
that.
firefighters at the beginning, it was giving me
He
like
comes out, it's
fantasy
like-
film vibes. Like, I loved
That
it.
felt to me like Michael Myers was like a superhero.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when you would, like in the RoboCop movies, when you would first see RoboCop, you're like, fuck yeah, RoboCop. It kind of, for me, it was like that. It's like when he comes out of that house with the thing, you're like, oh shit, he's back.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I don't love that movie, but dude, that scene is fucking mint. Like, he fucks those firefighters up, dude.
And when they all surround him at the end, and like his mask is on the ground, he picks it up, he puts it on, the music starts playing, he just starts kicking ass. It was very like, hell yeah, Batman. It felt like that. It was like it was weird.
See, I think we all like the aesthetics and like the genre that movie is, but I think the story they're trying to tell is just like a town failing to do something and there's like a mass tragedy. And then when we come back, it's like, well, Myers is gone, but they're still deeply wounded. So then, it's like now there's a new kid and everybody's kind of putting that energy on him and Myers is living, and it's all metaphor. And it's like, I completely understand why people didn't want that. But I'm like, I appreciate
it's just not
it.
what I wanted.
Yeah, it's not what people hyped on Halloween. Like, anybody who came in excited after Halloween Kills was bound to be disappointed.
Yes, yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. I guess that's a good way to look at it because I loved Kills. I was like, I'm ready for the new one,
Kills
and it was like,
fucking
what is this?
rules, dude. I love
Yeah, I
that
love
damn
Kills.
movie.
Kills felt to me like Halloween 4, where like the town is now,
Yeah.
they're all trying to get him. You know, you got this pocket of people looking for him, this pocket, and it was. I like that. Like I love small town horror, and that's what that really kind of captured.
Also I was wrong. What I can't remember what I said earlier about like Trans America Convention or something. Evan, can
Trans
you pull
World.
up Trans World? Now
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
another Halloween.
Transworld Surf. Shout out to a sick surfing game.
This is more like animatronics. If you're running
Yeah.
a haunt,
Yep.
this is more of that.
It's an industry
okay.
like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
trade convention.
That one looks cool though too. I would love to go to that.
This one, they started opening up and doing more kind of convention stuff. But for a dude like you building a prison in your garage, like I feel like you could get use out of this.
Yeah, for sure. I watch like YouTube videos of these on there, and I would love to do Transworld. I've looked it up. I think they do one in Ohio.
Oh wow!
I think.
Actually,
And then they do.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Fuck.
Wait, I don't think. Is this
This
it?
website, is this right? Transworld's
I don't think
Halloween
this is it.
and
Yeah.
attraction
Yeah,
show?
maybe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, March. That's probably the next one.
Yeah, it looks correct. To
Maybe.
me.
Yeah. Okay.
But then again,
Yeah,
I'm not
but
looking
it's
very
like-
hard. So
I'm trying
who
to
knows?
find. Let's go back and get pictures. That's what I want. I want to see what this
Yeah.
looks like.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. Yeah,
It's where
yeah.
you can get a
Yeah,
lot
there
of
it
large
is.
animatronics and stuff to like build out your haunt.
Yeah, or you can get like
Okay.
props. You can
Oh,
get like
yeah, look at that
masks.
shit, dude.
Yeah, they got cool shit there.
Dude, get them for the chicken farm.
There you
Hell
go.
yeah, dude. This place is sick. We need some of this in the chicken farm,
Yeah,
dude. We
show
need
up
the
with a
fucking
raptor, dude.
zombie Mystery Inc., dude. Look at this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. That place looks cool. I watch like YouTube videos of that, like walkthroughs. I'm like, I gotta go. To
Yeah,
this.
there you go. Click that there. Bring that to the chicken house.
Yeah,
Right.
that'll do it. That'll do it.
I think we have those native in Mississippi, actually.
So Ricky, what the fuck, man? When are you going to start doing it? So Ricky lives in Maryland, which is, the epicenter. It's kind of like the American home of the found footage horror movie. With
That is weird.
yeah, but
There's like a
it's
few.
correct. It feels right to me.
Yeah. You know what? I never thought of it. That's cool. I like that. Maryland is the home of found footage. I like that.
Well,
Blair Witch,
Yep. And then
set the stage.
the late great Eric Christopher Myers created Butterfly
Oh,
Kisses,
yeah.
which is
Butterfly
great.
Kisses.
And then the fear
Um,
footage, dude. There are a lot of indie filmmakers. Isaac Rodriguez is a dude who comes to mind. Like, I don't know. You're kind of the one. You're not so broad and out there. Yet, dude, with the man with the black umbrella feels like you may lean into a faux doc. Has that ever crossed your mind?
I would love to do that. I love those, but I honestly don't know. I don't know anything about making those. Like I would have to take some time to make that come across right. Like found footage is a little different where you can just kind of run with the camera. It feels just like people filming. Like a faux doc is a whole different thing. You got to set up shots where people are doing interviews and it's a different ball game. I mean, I would love to do that, but I'm not, I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I don't know if it fits my style as much. I like just like found footage, running gun, camera going with you. Because sometimes some of those faux docs, cutting back and forth between interviews and all, can kind of kill it, kind of kill the momentum. And I remember Eduardo Sanchez saying about the first Blair Witch, that was the first cut.
Yeah.
All of like the Curse of the Blair Witch stuff was in the movie. And he was like, every time we cut to that, it just killed the suspense.
Yeah.
It killed the build. And then, so I kind of always come back to that of where like, it's great. I actually want to see, there was a new one. A faux doc that looks great.
Strange Harvest?
Frequencies.
Strange Harvest, yes,
yeah.
I want to see that. Yeah.
That just
Strange
felt
Harvest,
like
yeah.
a Ricky thing. As soon as you said new faux doc, I was like, oh, I bet he's talking about Strange Harvest.
Yeah. And the dude who did it, I think, like did Grave Encounters.
Yeah.
Was it Grave Encounters? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see that. That looks good. Because I like Lake Mungo. Lake Mungo is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life. And I love Lake Mungo. And that's one of those, the Bay. The Bay is kind of a faux doc. Super underrated found footage movie. So I do love them, but we'll see.
It was a
You never
Levinson,
know.
right? The Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yep.
Are you a
That's what I
horror in
thought.
the high
That also,
desert
that
guy?
movie takes place. He's a Maryland guy, and that
Oh.
movie takes place in Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry
Yeah.
Levinson's from. He's from like Towson.
Oh shit! Add him to the list.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you a horror in the high desert guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you-
I actually talked to Dutch. Like we communicate because we're both kind of in the same boat with like Amazon and stuff. So he'll like reach out to me. I talked to him like I think it was this week where he'll be like, "Hey man, did you see you need to put new artwork up on Amazon? And if you don't do it by this time, they're gonna pull the movies down." And I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." Thanks, dude. And then like he's I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. I know he's working on the fourth. He's trying to get that out, so he'll kind of reach me. Hey, when you submitted this, did you get this from him? Or it's like you got to look out for each other on this level.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, if you get any emails or anything from Amazon, let me know. I'll let you know. That way, we're both kind of on it because Amazon's they're not very they don't tell you much, so you're on your own. You get it up there, you good, but they can do whatever they want with it once it's up there. So yeah, those are great. The Horror in the High Desert's fantastic. I remember I saw that first one, I was like, man, this is so good. And I think I sent him a message. It was like, hey dude, you crushed it with that. Like, welcome to this independent found footage thing. Keep doing these. Because I think he had mentioned I think he did like 2 other movies or something before that, and he was like, I had no clue about like this found footage little market. Like this is people love this shit, and that dude's been killing it. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, well, he's not sending out gift boxes with umbrellas in them, dude. He needs to hit you up and learn a little bit of that marketing game.
Yeah, I mean, some people, this was the first time that I had time. Amazon's accepted this. This is the first time Amazon accepted one of my movies the first try since the first found footage, since the first fear footage. Yeah. And had they not done it on that, I probably would have never been on Amazon because I would have been like, oh, they don't want this shit. But they accepted the fear footage first try, and then this one, they accepted it quick. I had it accepted like in June. So I had time to really sit down, map out a marketing strategy that I could pull off on the budget I had and really roll it out in a way that I had never been able to do before. I kind of got some backlash for it from certain groups and all. I was going too aggressive. I don't give a shit.
Dude, fuck those kids on the found footage horror Reddit. That's all. Those fucking people on that found footage horror Reddit are like the biggest dweebs ever. Fuck those people.
I saw that. They were just like, oh, why do you have to post every day? Well, bitch, people don't see it every day. You got to keep going because...
Yeah, well, not even that. I didn't even post every day. Like, even the moderators, I talked to them.
They were going in on this.
Yeah, I had 16 posts on there since August. So you're talking 3 months. I posted 16 times, and people were like, "This is crazy."
I don't know.
It's like what the. And every post was different. It was always something like entertaining, but it was just people just love to complain. So it was just one of those
something to do.
And I didn't care. You don't. Every time I would do that, there would be someone new that was like, "Oh, I hadn't heard about this yet. Fuck yeah, I'm glad you posted this." So I'm like, "This is the reason I'm doing it because there's still people." There's 100,000 people on here. Not everybody sees this shit.
Dude, and I feel like your marketing, like Russell was saying with the umbrellas and you showing up at these places in character, dude, you took over my fucking social media feed. Like every time I get on Instagram, I saw at least 1 or 2 posts about man with the black umbrella.
I don't know. From the inside looking out, you don't know if it's working. I know I'm going to give it my best try and hit every way I can, but there's really no way to tell if it's working until the movie comes out.
Yeah, I still see it.
I'm still going to push this thing through Halloween for sure.
So this is streaming on Amazon Prime. Is this streaming anywhere else for people listening?
It's not. So I have like a separate Vimeo, which actually Dutch. Shout out to Dutch. He's the one who was like, "Hey, dude, I know you're only Amazon US and UK because that's all Amazon gives us." He was like, "But I do Vimeo myself for international. Now you can reach anyone." So I did that on this, and it's done well. So I he definitely helped me with that. Where there's people like. Italy, they're like, how do I see this? I just send them the link. Here, this is how you see it. Okay. You can run it from here if you want. And I didn't even know that was a possibility. So he definitely helped me on that. But so it's on there too. I have like a separate link, and then it's Amazon, and then the Blu-rays, which I'm going to do a small restock of them, I think.
Can you warn me before, please?
Yeah, they sold out so fast.
So, dude, I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. On the inside looking out, you have no clue. I'm like, 300 is going to be fine. That's going to run me through the whole
Ricky, shut up. All your movies always sell out so quick.
I know. Like, do you...
Well,
did you still have the last
This is the first time. Well, those you got to think it's just me, so it's hard to keep up with like all of these different Blu-rays. So like if I'm releasing something new, I'm going to shut the old ones down just so I can focus on. And that's going to be enough. So they didn't, Fear Footage was for sale for a long time on the website and shit like that. This was the first time I was like, it's this many, and when it's gone, it's gone. I had never done that before. I feel like that may have actually pushed it to kind of sell out quick because people are like, I got to get it or I won't. So, and then there were so many people that had bought my first movies and all. They're like, hey man, I was unable to get it. I feel bad. I'm like, damn, this dude bought my, the Fear Footage 7 years ago. So I got to do a small restock so these people can get one because I felt bad about it. So I'm going to do that. I got to get them together. Maybe like within the next week, I'll do a small one of maybe 100 or something. Hopefully they go. And then that'll be it. but I had to do it. I thought 300 was going to be more than enough. It wasn't.
No, not at all, dude.
It was surprising. It was surprising.
People have reached out asking, like, hey, how did you get one? I'm like, fuck no. I always miss out on your damn movies, and I need a Project Eerie. So we're going to be
I thought
bugging
you had
you.
one. I didn't.
No, I don't have any. You did. Terrell came
all the
over and
fear
was like,
footages,
you got all
'cause
the
you had
fear
them
footage.
all.
I'm
I
like,
saw
I don't
it.
have any. I don't
Or
have
as a
any of
screener.
them.
I thought you guys
I don't
did.
know.
I know Terrell got the box,
Yes,
the Man in the Black Umbrella
I
box,
did.
which I don't even have one
And
of
I
those
have
boxes,
all
so
the
that's
fear
cool.
footage. I just need Project Eerie, and I have your whole collection.
Okay, Project Eerie is actually the one I have the least of. I think I may
what the
have.
hell?
I know.
Yeah,
That's the best
because I
one.
didn't hear. I know, but I'm saying as far as what I have left, I don't have many. And here's what happened with that. I used to do them all myself. I would burn them myself and individually. It took me fucking forever. But the software I used, Adobe Encore, is like completely discontinued now. You can't even.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even burn like the old movies anymore. Like fear footage, they're all. I can maybe send a disc out, get duplicates. So on this, I couldn't. I looked at every other way to do it. I just couldn't do it without like spending months on trying to learn a new software. I had enough to do. So I reached out to a company, and I was like, I sent them the movie. I sent them the artwork for the menu and shit, and I just got them to do it. So that's why I did a limited batch, because I couldn't just burn them at my own leisure. If I could, I would still be doing them. But that's the reason I did that. I thought 300 was enough. I was going to do less than that. Luckily, I didn't.
Yeah. No, we need
But,
300 more.
physical media, there's still a little bit of physical media.
I love physical media. Period.
Me too, but it's kind of a dying thing, and that's why like even the software and shit I'm using, like that's Adobe. That's the biggest movie editing software on the planet, and they're discontinuing their Blu-ray burning. It's like if they're doing it, everybody's gonna follow suit, and it sucks.
Adobe doesn't always make the best choices. So,
that could be true, but
yeah,
so I had to go through a company, but. I originally I wasn't even sure if I was going to do Blu-rays, but I was like, I have to. I want one for myself.
Yeah,
I want one for myself, so I'm going to do them. And I actually mentioned that to Dutch because I don't think he has any physical.
Just the first one.
Nope.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you should. Does he? Okay.
Well, yeah, the first one. That's right. Yeah, I do have the first one.
Yeah, I'm like, I was like, hey man, you should like people would buy those for sure not just because they're great films, but also you have a collection of them.
Yep.
You've got like 3 or 4. People love that kind of shit. They want that.
Yeah, just don't talk to Nigel Bach about it. If you've seen his journey with, so Nigel, I think he got up to 9 films, and then he sold the rights to, I believe it was Breaking Glass, and they picked it up and they put it out, and he stopped getting all the royalties online, and then he was like, I'm going to do a Kickstarter right now to buy the rights back.
Oh,
so
my
I think
God.
he got him back, and then he did another box set, and it's just like, dude, Nigel, do you ever talk to him? He's right out there in New Jersey, right?
No, I think I talked to him a long time ago. I reached out to him about something. I forget, it might have been like an Amazon issue because he had his stuff up there. But no, I never have really, like spoken to him too much.
Yeah, I gotta get both of y'all out here for an Yeah, I mean,
another in like a small independent found footage creator that I do. Like kind of communicate with a little bit is Michelle. She did live screen.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, no. Try and say her last name.
Yeah, say her last name.
I would have to look at it.
Looking at it won't help.
Aguana. I have no idea.
It's like Ian Antuono.
Ian Antuono. Yeah.
Damn it, you got it.
Yeah. But we were both just at Genre Blast together. Umbrella premiered there, and she had a movie that premiered there.
Yep.
Like a new comedy that she did. And she's really cool. Like, so she's another one I'll kind of reach out to a little bit, and we'll just communicate about like found footage shit and hey, whatever it is. But I try to reach out to as many of them as I can, but doesn't work that way all the time.
Yeah.
Well, you got to come to us. There'd be a lot of all the filmmakers be coming out here. We have to get all the time. You could meet a whole bunch of other ones.
Yeah, I would love to.
Hell yeah.
Who have you guys had out there? Did Dutch come?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He comes out every year. This year with Horror in the High Desert.
Wait, he's in Cali, right? Is he in Cali?
Is he?
Okay.
Is he in LA? Okay.
He don't got to fly across the country.
No, he's a little
people
inland
who came
too.
From Canada, we had the what's that?
All right, never mind.
We had people come from all over.
They're flying to a different country.
Where are the Dream Eater people from? It's probably LA too. But
Canada.
Hey, dude.
Canada.
Speaking of, there's one I can't wait to see.
Great.
How was that? Dream Eaters.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, you should have
Yeah,
came.
dude, I
You
wanna
got to
see
come
that.
to 9. F9.
Yeah, I want to see that. I can't. That's going to be like in theaters.
October
I think
24th.
like the end of the month.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go to it. Hopefully, I get it near me because like Outwaters, that was one where I like found a theater and went and saw the Outwaters because I was like, I got to support this shit. And I love that. I don't know how people feel about that. I thought that was great.
yeah.
I want to see his next
He
one
comes
too.
out every year,
The
too.
Tinsman
Road.
We
Yeah,
showed
that's
that
great,
twice.
too.
That's what I'm very interested in.
I think I liked it more than the Outwaters.
Really,
Tinsman
I'm very
Road.
interested in that. Like, I feel like that dude's got a good. He's got a very creative mind, I think. You know, just from what I saw of like Outwaters and like the little trailers of Tinsman Road, it's like this is kind of different.
Yeah.
You know, I like what that dude does. I definitely want to see
I
that,
would
but I can't wait to see
God,
Junior.
if you came out, we would have to do a panel with you and Robbie Banfitch because you two could not be more different filmmakers. And I would just love to hear
Truly.
the idea. Like, yeah, like Robbie's a like old school, meticulous kind of filmmaker.
No,
where you're like,
ridiculous.
yeah, and you're like the quintessential like run and gun, just like do it. I'm like,
I'm guerrilla style. I'm like, yeah, this looks good. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
hell
This is it. You sure? We're not set up yet. No, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the one.
dude, I love it. So yeah, that's our mission now. We're just gonna bully you into coming out.
You gotta
this
come
year.
to F.
Yeah, dude, I would love. That'll happen eventually. I will definitely do that. Hopefully the timing's right where I have something coming out and it'll be even
that'd be perfect.
a better reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Hell yeah.
for sure. I would love to.
Gotta get the man with the black umbrella in this chicken house around here too.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Yes.
Okay.
Let's get that Mississippi market.
Yeah.
Ricky, I'm glad you came on. It's really great to talk to you about these movies. But before you go, can you plug any websites or emails or whatever you guys want to people get Instagram?
I'll just plug, so Instagram is my main one. That's the one I've had forever, the fear footage. I actually started a TikTok for this.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I don't really know much. I don't know how to do much on there, but it's getting some good traction, so I'll take it. I'm trying to hit every angle. My stepson, he's younger, and he's like, you got to get on TikTok.
Yeah.
He's like, we're all TikTok. I'm like, well, you're not on Instagram? He's like, I don't even know what that is. We're on TikTok.
Instagram. That's the best one.
So, I guess maybe that's more of a, so I tried to crack that a little bit.
So you're in there dancing with the
Facebook, same
umbrella?
thing. Yep. He's got to get creative.
Doing the gritty with the umbrella.
So it's the fear footage and all of that stuff. And that's where you can find everything.
You can tease besides, I know you tease a little bit. Is there anything else that you haven't said that you could tease before you go?
No, there's not much teasing going on. It's it's not like I have some big elaborate.
I know.
I want to do a sequel to this, so I don't know. I'll see what these numbers look like at the end of this month. I'll see what these numbers look like. If people want, I can tell by that. There's always fear footage 4. I could always drop that if I needed to, and I have a really good idea for that too. I just don't know. The way I work is whatever kind of starts to write itself first is kind of just what I do, and that's what The Man with the Black Umbrella did, and that's what this sequel kind of did. I have the ideas for Fear Footage 4, but they're just scattered. It wasn't like I sat down and wrote it. So I would like to do a sequel to this. I feel like a sequel to this could be real good now that the stage is set. It could be definitely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want to do.
Ricky.
So we'll see.
Okay, what the fuck is this, dude?
What is
I'm
that?
on here. Why director's cut of Project Eerie? What the
I
hell?
need that.
Yeah.
How do I get one?
So the Blu-ray was that because Amazon wouldn't accept certain things in it. It had to be the Blu-ray's the
Russell,
one.
you don't have that?
Because
Did we show the director's cut?
If I sent it to you, you got the director's
Yeah,
cut.
Russell did get it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to be annoyed. I was like, oh, hell no.
It's very small differences. Like in that, the first segment with my daughter is much more uglier. It looks like 94. It's grainier.
Yeah.
But on Amazon, you can't do that. There's like 2 scenes of the Amish that I couldn't have on Amazon that are in that. It's smaller, but it's also, if it says director's cut like it just did for you, it's a bigger marketing tool. They're like, oh shit, it's director's cut. Fuck, I need that one. Even if it's like one different scene, hey, it's the director's cut.
Yeah, me and Terrell are gonna want it. So.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got to get more of them together.
Yep.
Well, thanks again, Ricky, for joining us on Footage Foreplay.
Yeah.
This was great. And everybody go watch The Man with the Black Umbrella on Amazon Prime. Or, look at his website.
Oh, yeah.
He drops more Blu-rays. Y'all better go get one. And, look great. Look amazing. But, yes.
They really do, dude. I love how those came out.
Yeah.
So,
I hella want one.
Yeah.
all right, y'all. Until next
Came out
time. Bye.
Appreciate it. Hey, cheers, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
One more.
Hey, that's right. That's right.
There
All
it
I
is.
got left is water, but cheers.
Hey, cheers that water.
Bye, Ricky.
All right, guys. It was fun.
Love you, brother.
Thank you.
Yep. Good seeing you.
Thanks for listening to Footage Foreplay. If you enjoy the show, please consider leaving a review, sharing it with a friend, or simply hitting like.
These small gestures are a great free way to support this mayhem, and if you find some footage we should be fondling, email us at footageforeplay@gmail.com. Check back every Tuesday and Thursday for new episodes, and remember, don't skip the foreplay.